Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Okay, folks, we are into the third game. This set has gone the distance, and it's going for speed. Once again, this is the Starladder's group stages between Root Gaming and Unknown. I'm pretty damn excited. I hope you all are. I'm Llama Down Under. I'm joined by PQMZ, and we've got Lurkadop on stats. I said that right. Sorry, my brain's a little, my brain. Let's get into it. How you doing, PQ? Are you excited? What do you think's gonna happen this game? No more how you doing. I asked you that for the first two games. What do you think? What type of game we getting this time?
Hopefully a bit more of a predictable game, because despite the fact it's what Dota, no matter how much I feel like they were out-strategized in the draft by Unknown, it clearly didn't work out just because of execution. Root, or maybe lack of execution from Unknown, I guess you could say as well. How
impactful was that very first fight? Can I get like
it was game winning, honestly. I'm 100% sure if that did not happen and literally they avoided each other, Unknown would have been in a game winning position. They weren't behind at any point in my head. As that game plays out, there's no way they lose unless there's some serious fuck-ups. Could be completely wrong, and maybe Vision's too hard to play against for those heroes. They didn't have the cleanest way of ending the game, but I mean, it would definitely made Root's life a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah. So, also, I still don't know how I feel about that Brood tri-lane, but we are now, one Brood tri-lane out of 7 has won, is the new stat in competitive Dota. So yeah, let's look at what's banned out. Unknown bans the Beastmaster. I understand the Hawk gives lots of vision, has lots of other advantages, but I'm really surprised to see a Beastmaster banned out in the first 2 bans.
I think Zetok might be tilting or just kind of unsure what's happening. He bans the Elk first, and then he drops like minutes considering his second ban. So he's obviously afraid of what Root can do these heroes, or contemplating what he wants to draft himself and not deal with.
Yeah. Queen of Pain first for Unknown. I'm assuming just as everybody who plays mid is very familiar with this one, but I mean, never mind. I was gonna say this does give Root an opportunity to pick around it, but just like any hero, if you pick heroes around the Queen of Pain, you'll have weaknesses elsewhere. Although Wyvern, this is a favorite hero of Dope. I've asked him before, and he's like, every time, if I can get Wyvern first pick, I'll pick it.
Yeah, I like the hero. It's really strong. And I feel like with Quap, it's just a decent opening. You can pick heroes around it, but Quap's always going to do what she needs to do. It's either going to be to a minor extent or a ginormous extent, but it's going to be some extent at least.
Dire team pick.
And she's a flexible hero. She doesn't have to go mid.
Yeah, now, though, if she does, she's gonna have to take a little bit of Harass level 1 from the Wyvern with that Arctic Burn, or blink away. So this is pretty standard, right? We're gonna see Wyvern pop her head in mid. Also, something Root and other teams like to do is the Courier Snipe with Arctic Burn. So we could be seeing either of those coming out, and I'm sure Unknown know about both of these.
Yeah, that mid lane's going to be really hard for Quap unless the Night Stalker's constantly around. I think you prioritize it too much in the first 4 minutes though until it hits night, so probably just try and farm, get what she can. If it is Quap mid, there's lots of options available for both teams.
Yeah, there is a lot. Not like just to emphasize it, I love these really flexible drops because I think obviously you can maneuver around lanes, trick your opponents, but also it's always great here, right? Root doesn't know if they're picking if there is an off lane and a mid taken here, or whether there's a safe lane farmer and a support, right? it makes it hard for you to draft around it. And they ban out the Broodmother. I think understanding that the only reason they didn't have a hell of a time against, like a bad time against Brood, was that early team fight.
Yeah, also a response to the LC ban, so maybe thinking because they banned it, they might want, so we'll ban it, even though we have the next pick, etc. But as you say, with the flexible draft, so annoying to draft against it when you think, okay, this Quap and Nightstalker could be my safe lane. If I pick a really weak safe lane, they can just come to my safe lane and bend me over a table, which you don't want. So you, most likely, you're going to think it's Quap mid and Nightstalker as a support.
Oh, I didn't expect you to use that phrase. I'm sorry,
he could also
the giggles.
He could also be an offlaner, but kind of have these general expectations what heroes are going to be, and generally they are there. But if you show a weakness, then they can transition from where they normally move to a place that they don't go so often. It's a bit more niche.
Yeah.
It makes it really hard to draft, because here if you pick like a really weak support, say something like Rubik, which doesn't offer much damage, really give them a way to end their cause too well, then Unknown can exploit that. And you can go the same way if they pick an offlaner here, then you know, if it's a really weak offlaner, or if they pick a really weak carry. So
speaking of offlaners, speaking of offlaners,
possibly their carry as well, but more likely they're offlane, I'd agree.
We've already got a minus armor strat coming out here for Root Gaming. They've got Presence of the Dark Lord, amplification, amp damage, sorry. Dazzle. I feel like Unknown need Dazzle, they need Lich. While Nightstalker is very naturally tanky, I think he starts with 5 armor. Your Queen of Pain, if she is caught out of position just a little bit right of slaughter, 1 Slithering Crush AoE is huge. Wyvern can always just Winter's Curse you, and you're just gonna pop like a balloon to Slaughter's amp damage. You're not exactly a tank being an int hero, and wearing minimal armor, Queen of Pain of course. She's not exactly high on the coverage there when it comes to physical damage. So, yeah. But again, as you said, this is a very flexible pick. Slaughter can be safe lane or off lane.
Yeah, and as you say, playing Quap this game is not easy at all. The reasons you listed, and as I was saying at the start, Quap's always going to have an impact, but it's harder to have a high impact this game against those heroes.
Yeah. Now, we've got Rubik, which... So, I'm not sure on this Rubik. Yes, he has an instant cost point. It's possible that Slaughter blinks in, he can get the lift off before Slithering Crush. There's also a decent amount of things here that a Rubik can steal. You know, Wyvern's entire toolkit. You love that as a Rubik. I don't know just if I love the pick so much, though. Should help them gank as well. He runs a good gank train with a Nightstalker.
Yeah, maybe it's just the preferred support hero, because probably a 5-roll Rubik here, so he's not going to have the ability, you'd presume, to get a lot of items and be really flashy this game.
Yeah, you presume until you get the 5-man kill at level 1, right? And then suddenly you're Rubik.
I mean, that just fucks up all theory right there. There's nothing about it. But I'm not so keen about the Bane into really easy to play Rubik against Bane. Despite the fact it's quite hard to play Rubik each other in Starladder.
Now Unknown goes for a Necrophos. I love seeing this action. I think there are a couple things here I love. One, you know, someone's low, you Winter's Curse them. Well, they're getting their alls reprecised. Also, actually, a lot of things where Winter's Curse really isn't going to save their life. Unknown, I think, doing a fantastic job of making sure they draft damage that isn't physical, so you can't just save people. Also, we've seen it before. Reaper Scythe wins games. People not being on the map for 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh! You were saying?
Dire team pick.
It's a really hard hero to play late game against. However, I feel like Unknown's... They need a way to push or kind of take their advantage to something right now. It's going to be really hard when you don't really have the best heroes to deal with Chaos Knight, Shadow Fiend, Starladder. They're quite tanky heroes in general, so... This last pick has got to do some serious lifting for Unknown, I feel like.
I feel like this last pick also, okay, so first thoughts on the Chaos Knight is it's kind of like a little bit of extra minus armor RNG, right? Because now you do have that Chaos Strike doing minus armor. And they go with the Templar Assassin, not banned out this time. I've seen this Recruits lineup before. Sometimes when you don't expect the Templar Assassin coming out, but they have a Slaughter here, gonna help a bit. Arctic Burn does good work against refractions, and Chaos Knight too, right? He's gonna pop Phantasm, and then good luck with those refractions, TA. A bit of a weird pick.
I actually expected this what they would do. I should have just said it to make myself look really good. But they're gonna move the Quap and Night Stalker bottom, pick the TA to go mid. It gives them a way to push towers, gives them a way to take Roche, most importantly, I feel like, so they can snowball their advantage. This is what they needed, their draft to have. So it's nice that they got TA. And I also think it's probably their best hero on Unknown. The guy who plays it is just suitable.
Does Atan or Kataru play it?
I think both of them play it, but what's this though? Like, if you were to say who are the most annoying people to play with, or the most aggressive people to play with?
IRL friends. It's always IRL friends. Your IRL friends always suck at Dota. You like find out they, you're talking about what you did this weekend with a coworker. You find out they play Dota. You hop in, 500 MMR, and you're like,
no,
this is why you have a living.
Anyone that I know in real life for Dota, it would kill me.
Oh, no, I play with people I know in real life all the time. I haven't broken any friendships yet, but I have definitely had my coworkers wanted to play, and I was just like, this is why you guys did really well in school and have really good jobs, because you didn't have Dota sucking up all your time. So,
you can do both, though.
You can. I would argue it is harder. I am not seeing any fantastic effigies around. I'm scouting them out to see whether there are a lot in the air. Takane? Do you know who Takane is? Oh, are we ready to go? Oh, it was a gold effigy. I'm screwed. I'm still looking at effigies. Okay, no, let's get back into this game. This time, you're gonna introduce Unknown. Yeah, have fun with that. I'm gonna introduce Root. We've got Stand King on that Bane. SF being played by 747. Slaughter being played by Xuan. I don't know how, I'm assuming just offlaners, you have to be comfortable with this hero right now. But I'm used to seeing Xuan on a host of different heroes in the Root games I've covered, so I'll be interested to see how it goes. Jeezy on the Chaos Knight that I am so freaking excited to see. And finally Bane. And not finally Bane, finally Dub on that Wyvern. We'll just introduce Stan King twice, because his name is Stan King. Stan King, Stan King, Stan King. Anyway, you were saying about Unknown.
We have Z-Talk on the Night Stalker. We have Bracket, space, bracket on the TA. Greedy on Quap. Christina on Necrophus. And Hatsune Miko on the...
Oh, you have Hatsune, I have Hoshi Miki.
Yeah, I have
do you
Hatsune
actually have a different
Miki.
name?
Yeah, I
Reborn, I love you. So, it also looks like Greedy took a lot of damage there from... Chaos Knight? Chaos Knight actually threw a Chaos Bolt at the Quap and then did about half of her health, so probably doesn't want to go back to base because then she'd miss her block, but a bit not the way you wanted to start that lane.
I like the double mango build though. And also this lane ward helps a lot. They perceive the aggression coming out. I can't remember who it was that TP'd down. I think it was the Wyvern.
It was Stan King.
Okay, no, never mind.
It would never have been Dub. He's too busy doing this crap. Actually, Rubik trying to do his own trick to him. So Dub gonna get a bit of damage there, but Dub likes to chill in that area. And actually, I'm really surprised because he also normally likes to play up there. I've seen Root do this time and time again, but we're gonna have the standard mid action that we have, and I'm fully expecting Arctic Burn to come out on TA. Might actually stay here for 2 waves. So, let's talk about this mid. Oh.
Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, let's talk about the mid matchup. I know TA has a bit of an advantage, but then she loses when SF hits 5, like most heroes do.
Yeah, but with the Rubik being there, it kind of made the Wyvern's life harder. Like, now he's going to come back, but the TA's already gotten quite a few groups.
Although she might take a raise to the face. Can they get enough damage? Oh goodness, if they hit both raises here, they could put the refractions. So...
I really like watching him play TA because he constantly baits with refract. And not many players do it too much, I feel like. He really puts the hero to, like, forcing him to go under the tower because he knows if he doesn't refract, he gets a go. But
yep.
Holding it. He's actually taking a lot of side blade damage here as well, so he's going to be forced to trade selves. TA is definitely doing fine mid, and the Shadow Fiend is equaling CSO, so all is good for him.
Yeah. At the same time, Slaughter are having a hell of a time up top. They've actually picked up an early level in Heartstopper Aura. I know you're not the biggest fan of that. And also down bottom, Greedy is constantly faking out the blink animation. So that's cute too. As you said, this team likes to...
things.
Yeah. Slaughter, I think it's an awful lane up top. Of course, you're a strength hero, you're a bit tankier, Heartstopper Aura is gonna suck. Rubik zoning you completely.
I actually like Heartstopper here.
Yeah?
Because, as you say, it's a way of forcing him out the lane. It's actually relevant, I feel like, because Slider's a pretty strong laner.
Yeah, and actually Nightstalker has a haste, so Stand King, we may see you go down, and actually there it is, he's gonna poke his head around, he might just get auto attack down. Stand King realizing he has a Nightmare active, so he can always pop that. He doesn't use the Brain Sap, and this Nightmare, it's gonna run out, the haste is still on. For some reason we got face palming, I'm not quite sure what's up with that. Stand King, he might even go down, he gets a little bit of health back, no, the haste runs out.
Pretty sure the facepalm is just for the fact that they have the Wyvern stat mid.
Oh! Just disliking it that much.
Yeah, typical pub things, you know. Why are you dual laning me mid? Come on, bro.
Yes, 1v1 me, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, you know, that type of thing.
Phrasing. Armor, phrasing.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. I was like, what are you talking about? Nothing I said was inappropriate. Anyway, Chaos Knight, he is not farming as well as the Necrophos. Kind of expect this. He is up against a ranged hero a little bit. And this might be a wraparound gank onto 747. He is in a lot of a bad position. Again, the bait with the refraction. 747, you're just gonna be dead. Gonna take a little bit of side blade damage. Actually, that's more than enough, Void. Oh, one more auto attack that could be a frostball, but we have TPs. He's bottling up, and they can't get the return kill either, though. How long on refractions? No, not enough. So what I thought was going to be a very dead SF proving to be no thing. Xuan actually in a great place for that Slithering Crush. He gets it. Rubik now taking a lot of damage with the Octobone is off, but there's the Splinter Floors. 3 more auto attacks, 1 more with the heal. Now it's 4, and suddenly they need to back the hell out of that top lane. This game very exciting. No one dying, but still very exciting.
Yeah, these teams like to make things happen early. I like the fact that Nightstalker tries to dive mid though, forcing the rotations out. He's just moving around trying to get as much stuff on as he can.
Yeah.
Actually drops this ward behind the tower, which is a really good ward to have at this the game.
And
May
an
have been
invis.
scouted though. The invis was definitely scouted, so the Shadow Fiend's got to play really passive.
Yeah, I worry about the Nightstalker. He is only level 2 with this, but we've seen support Nightstalkers get a lot of work done with just level 2. He's also got boots, so he moves really fast right now. And as you said, Shadow Fiend, if he's at all out of position, he'll probably take quite a bit of damage, maybe just be forced to play back until the next bottle throw.
The thing with Nightstalker is there's certain games where you need the levels just to be able to silence the heroes, but this game is going to be fine with just go on heroes with the Void and running down. He can afford to do what he's doing now. He doesn't need his levels as badly as the Rubik.
Yeah, and Shadow Fiend actually doing something I really like, knowing that his lane's a bit dangerous with the invis. He just goes to the jungle. He's got a couple stacks. Nice job earlier by Root Gaming getting these stacks up. I feel like it's always hard when you run 2-1-2 because you don't have someone to easily throw into your jungle. And we got another Slithering Crush coming out. He's gonna get pulled backwards, and here comes the Nightstalker. There's the Void. Juan, he needs a few more hits, but he pops that health on. Oh gosh, Heartstopper Aura is gonna bloody kill him, but first, Dub gets the first blood. He's gonna go down in return, but can the Bane do anything? I don't think so, and Dub, very, very dead. Bane trying to do something, but actually quite low here. Might just take a Void to the face as well. Stand King, this is not where you want to be. Takes a Void. He has the Nightmare as well. He can put it, oh gosh, the heal coming out. He does manage to get the Nightmare off, but Stand King, I think you're just gonna slowly get run down. Can he get to the second tower? No! And now, this Curry is also, oh gosh, Curry is coming under tower. Tower will not reprioritize it though. We've got TPs out, Dope tries to get the Splinter Blast off, and it's gonna be not enough. Can the sprint, the OP sprint, Slithering Crush could come out any second now. They should be able to get this with just the auto attacks. There isn't another heal. Fantastic turnaround. I think, oh gosh, yeah, there's the super big dive on 747. Do they have the telekinesis? They do. They have the zap as well. Goodbye, 747. Tries to get the raise off, misses on Hoshimiki. So, overall, I think the entire engagement favored Unknown, but they did also end up losing Necrophos.
And his Midas that he just purchased was on cooldown, so a huge loss for him.
Yes, Midas on cooldown. Always bad. But as you said, at least he bought it. Let me just see. It looks like things trending a little bit towards Unknown. This is just a little bit more farm coming out of Necrophos. And experience is very even.
Now the Quops, she has a TP ready. This is where Unknown are really strong because Root tried to do any kind of aggressive maneuver. The Quap can just TP in, blink forward, get the wave to counter gank, and she's going to clean up quite a bit. She also has some mangoes out. Nice blink dodge.
I'm a little
Really
surprised he actually, I'm a little surprised he actually threw it. I've seen some folks, well, yeah, it's very hard. Nightstalker now coming onto Stand King. This does mean that Quap won't have blink again for a second. She takes another Chaos Bolt, but it is not long enough, and she might just blink forwards and get this. But Xuan, he's waiting here. Slithering Crash is gonna hit both, but there's the Sonic Wave. It is too late. He pops another Mango, but I don't think Chaos Knight can fight this. He needs to throw a Chaos Bolt. He needs to help out Xuan. But again, if he comes in, he might just die to these auto attacks. He's got 64 health. It is not enough, and they get both. Can he throw another Chaos Bolt? He is in a bad position. A beautiful cleanup coming out from Unknown. And we got TA being a pain to Dop.
Yeah, really nice play coming out from the Quap, getting the 3-man ulti, eating the mango to be able to do it. So the point I just made is kind of mute now, but they got the kills bottom instead, so they came to her, which is better.
Yeah, always
They're
nice
also
when your
getting an
kills come
ancient
to you.
stack going for the TA.
Yeah, that's not uncommon. I think it's really standard that we see that. And they've got a lot of wards up to spot these pulls and stacks on the camps, the hard and the medium camp that SF normally does. The easy pulls is what I was trying to say. They're gonna get a runes stolen. No. Oh, they might be able to do something here, but I don't think they have any sort of invis detection. Starladder is not level 6 yet, so she could just non-strike dodge this. They have the slow. They actually use the stun as well. She dodges the Chaos Bolt again. She can't dodge that, though. And yeah, they're going to have to back out. 4 heroes rotated for Root, and they get nothing.
5 heroes.
Oh.
Well, I guess Shadow Fiend's already there, so 4 heroes rotating. 9, I guess. That's really big. Lots of time wasted.
Now, if this game goes a bit longer, I feel like it's still very even. Yes, Chaos Knight is a very hard carry. Yes, I would agree that SF and TA can kind of build a strong carry similar ways, but Necrophos being that weird factor of sometimes you're dead for 90 seconds and you lose your base.
Yeah, the big problem with Chaos Knight here though is he got pressured early and his farm's not very good. So, time of the game where he secures the easiest farm is gone now, so he has to work with being 2k net worth behind as the core hero. Luckily he has the Shadow Fiend and the Slider amplifies his damage a lot and he's still useful with just spells.
But they want to kill him.
It's hard for him to carry, especially when you're behind.
Yeah, and they placed another aggressive ward, hoping to catch him out. Actually, he's just gonna walk into them again! Quap can come over with her Scream, where's the bolts, and unfortunately not enough. Dop does TP in, but it's not going to help, and Stand King may fall as well if he's not careful. Again, they have full vision behind this tower. Nightstalker's not high enough level yet to pop the nighttime, but you can't afford to keep losing your Chaos Knight now. They're going in on Dop. He does have that ult, and they also Nightmare Nightstalker. Can anybody come in and save them? Looks like we got Slaughter. There's going to be a Slithering Crush, but there's another Sonic Wave. Dop needs some sort of help. He goes down. Splinter Blast might actually pick off Greedy, and yeah, they'll get 2 on the backs of this. It turns out being worth it for Root Gaming, but they're still behind, and I'm not sure how you flash bomb a Chaos Knight or a Slaughter.
You can stem me farm. He's actually diving the Rubik.
Oh yeah, he's going. He's got the amp damage. There is a telekinesis though. Hoshi Mikyu, but there is the sprint coming out. Can he juke him around the tower? He needs a bash. He also needs a Slithering Curse. He gets it. But now there's the Reaper's Sight.
A nice TPM from the Necro, going to the sledge shop, picking up the link and TPing down immediately to the counter kill.
So, well played there. And as you said, he's gone Blink, gets you in range of those death pulses, which was recently buffed in the last patch damage-wise, and make sure you can get them Reaper's Sights off if your teammates are killing someone. Yeah, there's another Blink. Goodbye, Bane.
Many pieces.
Indeed.
Jay's actually stealing the Radiant Ancients as well. I like this.
Yeah, it feels like Root Gaming, they just don't have any control this game, as opposed to the last game where with Hawk and so on they had so much vision. Now it's unknown. TA traps, a huge factor in vision. I feel like they are worth de-warding, but you're so poor right now on Root.
Yeah, the Wyvern's just seem to pick up its Soul Ring. The Bane opting to go for his finished stick. They just... The problem with these supports is they need some form of sustainability, and they're normally able to get that because the other hero is able to pick up the wards, or you get 1 or 2 fights after buying the wards and then pick up your sustain. But right now, they're just so far behind. Pretty short. They lost all 3 lanes.
Yeah, it does feel a bit like that. Now, losing all 3 lanes, certainly you can come back from that, but Root Gaming, their team fight, raw damage-wise, maybe not having as much yet. Their heroes need a bit more form. The Chaos Knight, even with Phantasm, doesn't hit as hard as a Sonic Wave Death Pulse early on.
Fighting into Quap at this point of the game is so hard. And the heals from Pro are relevant. The TA hits extremely hard. Shadow Fiend opted to not go for mech as well, so they don't have anything like that to bolster their team fight.
Yep, and Root's...
Farming route.
They went for a smoke gank up top, but I don't know, Night Stalker at night trying to gank him up, he is rough, and they actually just blow it. Splinter Blast comes out. So, a good job on their part knowing to not be in the danger zone, but...
Yeah, it's nice that they're trying to get something done, but Unknown are looking for favourable trades on 2 towers. So just the one from Root.
They are very far behind on Root Gaming. Their offlane also is suffering so much compared to Unknown's offlane. I think that's one of the biggest factors. Quap had her Sonic Wave up super early. She has a lot of gold. She's working on that Aghanim Scepter. The team fight coming out of Unknown is going to be scary for a long time. And as we said before, I'm not even sure that Root has the late game.
I mean, CK, if he gets rolling this game, can pretty much.
Oh gosh,
do
he TP'd in, he throws out the Chaos Bolt, they actually choose to lift Xiu on, he does manage to get the secondary stun, but of course he uses his stun afterwards. Oh, now they have the hold, but they're gonna use the Reaper Scythe, it doesn't kill Xiu on, and the Melon Strike dodge, but the Sonic Wave can't be. They're gonna get Christina as well. That is 2 huge kills for Root Gaming. Maybe they can turn this around even more. They need to catch someone. Reality Rift, holy Hannah. Queen of Pain does come in and pick off Dub on that Wyvern on the back lines. A nice play from Greedy, but you just lost 3 for 2, and I think Root Gaming very happy to get the carry and the mid.
Yeah,
so still not super back in it, but a good team fight.
I'd say it's as close as they can get from one team fight. When no overextend into the tower, you're able to TP into the middle of them, get a Requiem. KA tanked a Wyvern ulti with her refraction, but she's just too squishy at this point in the game, and when she's locked down, she can't use her offense as her defense, which is generally how the hero plays. Stage.
Now, it feels like Root, if they continue to work on this tower, they're overstaying their welcome. Traps are going to be popped. Void also for 747. He's got some backup here, but I don't know, again, with TA refractions, and there's going to maybe be, oh no, it's on cooldown, but in comes Quap Greedy, blowing him up, but taking huge amounts of damage, maybe some sort of follow-up. I managed to get the Splinter Blast out, and Chaos Knight does damage. Can he get away with a slither of health? There's an Urn on him, but now there's a heal up, but of course he's in range of the Fade Bolt. That doesn't care about your physical damage immunity. Now Night Stalker taking a lot of damage, but they don't want to stick around. Reaper's Scythe, they know it's going to be back on cooldown, off cooldown soon, and I think Dub's going to be the one taking it to the face. Can they get it? No. He dies too quickly for them to Reaper's Scythe. Xuan does manage to get a pick off on the Night Stalker. Now he has to TP the hell out, but that's a Reaper's Scythe. Goodbye. And now a disastrous team fight, and yeah, as I was saying, I think Root Gaming way overstayed their welcome on that tower.
Well, they were doing the right thing, backing off with most of the heroes, but the Shadow Fiend obviously just got greedy for like 1 extra hits on the tower, thinking he could back him up, but his team were running away, doing the right thing. He got caught, then his team tried to help him with the Save Your Buddy syndrome, and it just went into disaster.
Yeah. 5,000 net worth, 4,000 experience behind Root Gaming.
Necro's so fat.
Yeah. Now, this is probably an Octarine or a Bloodstone. And do you have a preference on the Necropos?
I think the last time I saw a Necro, he went Octarine. I don't think Bloodstone like plays to the hero very well. Sure, the regen's really nice, and the heal when you die helps your team a lot. I think Octarine's just a general because it synergizes with the items you pick following.
Yeah.
The Octarine. And also, just for lower cooldown, Death Pulse is a really big deal at this point of the game.
Yeah, I totally agree. Also, the Reaper's Scythe, you can eventually get Refresher or Ags, you know, it's really scary. And we have the Desolator up on Templar Assassin. She's also going to be getting her Blink up very shortly. The snowball that Root Gaming needed to avert on Templar Assassin, it is in full swing.
And these Ancients, giving her a lot of farm that hard to deal with, but you have to know how to deal with it one way or another, whether it's trades, whether it's locking it. But Unknown have just been playing really well this game, and they put Root on the back foot, exactly how Root put Unknown on the back foot last game, so...
Yeah.
Having to deal with playing from behind.
And with Refractions active and with the Desolator, it does feel like... or not feel like, you can easily solo Roshan. So an easy pickup for the Templar Assassin. And Kataru just taking advantage of Root's jungle. They can't go in anywhere though. The dominated Mud Golem's gonna find Kataru and just burn down to that Heartstopper aura. Oh.
Poor Mud Golem. Does he even have a heart?
Dire
Must have hearts.
is under attack. Radiant's
I
bottom
honestly
tower
do
is
not
under
know.
attack.
I mean, Golems technically don't have hearts either, do they? It's like manufactured.
You could put a heart in your golem, like if you're making it from wood or
Yeah,
flesh.
but don't they
Like
normally have like cores or something?
I don't know, I'm not actually a necromancer. I didn't want you to find out this way. I don't practice necromancy in my free time. I play Gem TD. Oh gosh, that game's addictive. Getting back into the game. Stole raise. Sorry, I looked at that icon and was confused for a second. It just looks so sad. Maybe not the best thing you want to steal as a Rubik. Okay, Root Gaming. Looking over at them, they're the ones who need to find a way to get back into this game. They have one smoke active. Unknown also does. Do they just, I mean, even if you total, it feels like it's going to get brought to you. They do a reality rift on top. They get the stun, but it's a short all stun. They even pop the Phantasm, and I think these guys are just going to run away. They have the Fiend's Grip, though, and they should be able to get it. But they need to TP out immediately, and here it comes. Sonic Wave. No, nothing to stop him. But oh goodness, it looks like Bane. You're going to be the one to pay the price. And it was a support for a support. Not good. And Reaper's Sight. Not worth it, I feel, for Root. Although they did force a buyback.
Yeah, the buyback from Night Stalker was just like if they were going to run into multiple heroes there, because they didn't need to possibly be there. He obviously wanted to give his team the confidence to just say go go go. We're stronger. We have Aegis. We have Knight. We want to use this window.
Yeah. So, well.
Shadowfiend's mid.
Oh.
Tower, but.
Yeah, he may
like
go
he's
down
dead.
here. It looks like he's in a spot of trouble. Requiem of Souls just gonna save him for so long. At least he won't take the Reaper Sight, but now they're gonna get Chaos Knight as well. He's trying to walk it off. He's slowed down quite a bit. He should be able to get in range of the tower, and yeah, not having anything to hold him on the heroes that are mobile. Root Gaming probably, yeah, 7.5 thousand, maybe even 10,000 net worth and experience behind. Do you just wait here now for Unknown to take a bad high ground push?
I mean, you've got to do something like they did the prior games, where you wrap around, you find the supports, and go past their front line. But that's really hard when both have blinks. Hard to cancel. New mechanic kind of breaks how you cancel blink.
Yeah.
The Necro's probably not tanking the tower anyway. It's probably a creep wave or the refractions, so it's hard for them to just get it. Win a favorable fight because they're not tanky enough to take the force of just the quad nukes and the Octarine core and the Necro. Means he's constantly got stuff available.
And
But
it
it's
feels
hard
like
for them.
it's a really scary game for stuff like the Omelet on Chaos Knight. The fact that Slaughter, this is utility Slaughter, you have to go a Blink Dagger after your force stuff. Like, you're not exactly tanking up as your hero might. Your stat growth, yeah. It's not going to be enough. Bane at least working on a Glimmer Cape, and Dub probably going to work on one too, although he might prioritize the Blink Dagger on that Wyvern. And I think Unknown, as you said, very well poised to maybe take this game.
Bottom tower has
And they might go for a high ground push here. They have everything. How long do they have on that Aegis? They have a minute and a half. They actually have to be a bit careful here, but with the positioning of the creeps, looks like they have it. And oh goodness, the Meld Strike actually not doing as much as I expected. I was expecting a lot of damage coming out there, but Shadowfiend's okay. And they will D-push. Temper Assassin might feel like she's big enough to go high ground anyway, even if the Aegis does expire.
If the Aegis expires, they definitely won't look to push him much, but just trying to see what happens. If Root commit to a fight, favorable for Unknown, the Aegis and their advantage at this point. Nothing else, they're just forcing them back to the base, so they kind of reset the map, make sure they're not split pushing.
And Root's about to go for a
climbing
gank.
their own
That's gonna go very south. The reality rift, it slows down, and now they're just getting a bloody Night Stalker. That's not who they want. Requiem of Soul challenge on the side by Miki, and now there is a, oh gosh, the Reaper side actually doesn't get the kill, so he's not gonna die there. They might be able to kill Christina, they do. Kataru going down, can they get Hoshimiki? This will be a big fight for Root Gaming if they do, and now TA, she can't come in. So somehow they managed to turn around, only losing Suron on that offlane, but oh gosh, okay, that was an omelet toggle. I thought Chaos Knight suddenly went down to something. I was like, did TA wrap around? And he manages to push with the Phantasm illusions as well.
Yeah, Unknown not having the quap there, just being the difference maker. If she was there with her ulti, that fight definitely goes. Yeah. So Root just doing one of the things that they can, hoping Unknown are split up when they go for these kills, thinking that they're going to be farming the map efficiently, which they were.
Well, they were actually surprisingly grouped. I expected that to go south because 4 members of Unknown were within this radius, and then as you said, it was Quap was chillaxing, doing Quap things. But yeah, it ended up working out. So, and good gank for Root. They need about 3 or 4 more of those, I feel, to get back in this.
They mostly need it around the time that Roche is spawning so they can contest or take Roche. That's Unknown's way of forcing their lead, because they don't have the best teaching right now. EA's too squick, want to walk up and hit the tower with no insurance policy. Same with Necro. Even if he does hit the tower, he doesn't really do much damage. Root have decent spam between Shadow Fiend and especially the Wyvern.
Oh, there's the engagement, it's coming, but Shadow Fiend, I think, just saw the trap pop and wants out of here. Now, Queen of Pain, she has a Perseverance. Do you think that's a refresher? A Lotus Orb? A Lincoln's? I don't feel like Lincoln's or Lotus Orb is the best. Actually, Lotus Orb could be okay. I feel like Lincoln's is a bit of a poop shoot.
Actually catching the Shadow Fiend here though, so he's in trouble.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend, he has some backup. He's actually just standing and fighting. He's doing a lot of damage. He's healing up, and the Glimmer Cape gonna save his life. Stand King, the stun isn't gonna be on the mark, and now with that Arctic Burn, can they catch Hoshimichi? There's the blink up on Dub, but he may have gone too deep. But if he can... Oh, they're just gonna kill off bloody Hoshimiki before anything happens. Where is the backup coming out? Nighttime is popped. It's gonna reduce vision. So there are so many heroes grouped up in the back lines here. Oh gosh, here comes Christina. 747, he's gonna go down to the Reaper's side. Christina may die here. They get the pops, and now, somehow, Templar Assassin got stunned up there. Oh, pills off Chaos Knight. Oh, not Chaos Knight. Kills off for the Bane immediately. Winter's Curse on her. It's just gonna hold her in place. She's taking a crap ton of damage with that minus armor. Going out. They're gonna kill off Mr. Night Stalker as well. Again, that minus armor. Rubik maybe even as well. He tries to throw out the Splinter Blast and that Fade Bolt to kill someone. Dub, he actually blinks over. He may have given up his life there. They need to auto-attack the Rubik. They see him. They use a Reality Rift, but nobody bloody hits him. They finally get it. And then the Chaos Knight goes down to that Splinter Blast. If they can just kill off Queen of Pain, she has bloody amp damage. They're gonna get it on the Dub. That was a shit show, honestly. I'm sorry. That team fight was like... Maybe you can explain it with your high skill and knowledge.
Can I bail out and say I'm sleepy? So,
it just felt very messy, didn't it, for both teams? And I also think we've seen this a number of times right now from Kataru on that Necrophos. He's jumping in very aggressively. Yes, he's getting the Reaper Scythe kills, and yeah, it's putting Shadow Fiend out for a while, but he's dying in return.
TA blinked on top of him, so they tanked the stun. But if she'd have managed to BKB that, I think the fight would have gone differently. More uptime, and either it would have forced the curse out quicker, or he wasn't in range to curse time. So, like the biggest mistake from Unknown. The fight actually lasted long. Pop could get ultis off. She did a really good job of staying around, managing to pick up the kill on the Chaos Knight, which I think is worth it.
Yes.
Being able to keep the Chaos Knight down is good. Though she probably gives up more gold, and Dub being able to actually right-click down a cop, damage as a Wyvern is pretty impressive.
Yeah, amp damage and Arctic Burn was doing a lot. Yes, both the Chaos Knight and Dub suddenly have a lot. And yeah, something that Logadub has pointed out before, I'm not kidding when I say that Root Gaming, they love bloody Wyvern. They have a ridiculously high win rate on it. It's not only banned against them because it's a good hero in general, they play it a lot. And I'm not kidding when I say Dub has said before, when we've lost him after games, after the major qualifiers, he will first pick that over anything. Even the Doxia for Xuan. Which is, by the way, Xuan, on this Slaughter, he only actually plays Doxia. Very surprised to see him play another hero. Slaughter and Doxia are kind of similar. They're both purple.
Well, he played Earthshaker in Beast series, so your theory's kind of
No,
shot there, I think.
his Beast Monster I would say is good. His Earthshaker was clearly questionable because they lost that game, and surely it all rests on Xuan. No, just joking. But yeah, he plays a lot of one hero. So either way, that'll be that. Now, Night Stalker here. It's 26 minutes in. He's gonna start working on his Aghanims. I feel like it's always good to go Midas on Night Stalker because you are similar to an AA. The next big item you want is the Aghanims, and having those levels, of course, does really buff you up. Your gank potential gets better, and you're not you attack one thing at a time. You're not a great farming hero.
Yeah, but I think they're too far behind for the Midas to be an option here. He just wants the stats to be able to fight more efficiently. Midas doesn't offer you anything in an engagement. So, for the price of a Midas, you can get a point booster and nearly an Ogre Club on top of that, which is a lot of HP, which is going to allow him to run at the supports, which he needs to do because both the supports for Root are farming pretty well, and Dubs should be able to dodge the smoke gank.
Yeah, he's gonna blink away, they're gonna rotate down, they don't have a tower. I think they might be thinking of fighting, and Xuan is coming over, but will they be too late? Where is the Winter's Curse? They could pop it now, they could have him kill off his ally. Oh, they're all grouped up, but Dub's gonna go down first. He's silenced up. This team fight going horribly all of a sudden. They managed to get one, but it looks like Chaos Knight, no, he's armor toggling like a god. The BKB is still active though. I know, goodness, the Slithering Crush of Dreams! How did that happen on the backlines? We've got Greedy, he's like, oh shit guys, what happened? Why are you all dead? He should be able to just blink away to safety, but how the hell did that? Okay, let's talk about Slaughter. This is how big Slithering Crush is. That's how that Slithering Crush of Dreams. Also the fact that Templar Assassin's BKB was a 9-second one, but I can't believe did she pop it too early?
She popped it when the CK went in initially, and she ended up hitting Phantasm Illusions for the most part, so kind of a waste.
And I missed the fight recap.
She definitely can't go in without BKBing, so that's not on her at all.
No. And it is hard, as you said, against Phantasm Illusions. You don't have a good idea which is the right one unless he does use the armlet toggle during, and usually Chaos Knights pop the armlet on when they hit Phantasm, because it does, them's the rules. So you generally aren't gonna have a good idea, and also getting very close to getting a heart on Chaos Knight. Do you think it's a heart? Do you think maybe a Satanic instead?
I favor the heart personally, because it buffs your illusions more, and that's what Unknown are gonna have problems dealing with. The main hero is not the reason they picked it game. They wanted the illusions, which I think is smart. He's just having a hard time getting to the point where he's relevant. Luckily, being carried by the fact that this Wyvern is farming really well, the Vlad's is going to make a big in these fights. I'm actually surprised he didn't go for something like
I was expecting a
build up
cape.
to a refresher.
Oh.
Opting for the more team play, which I think is good, because this Shadow Fiend like, is so hard to get past right now.
And is this another smoke gank? It's almost in exactly the same place. The Wyvern ult's active though. It's everything except the Phantasm, which should be coming off cooldown. The co-op initiates again. If they manage to kill off, oh gosh, the Requiem of Souls, it touches a few of them, but I don't know if it's enough. And actually, it did manage to touch Unknown. And so now, a Sonic Wave that seemed to mostly miss. This Chaos Knight, he's gonna be going down, and they've gotten rid of their damage. Shadow Fiend does get one kill, but this looking not so good for Root Gaming, and it looks like most of them gonna be going down. Finally, a good fight after what seems like a few bad ones for Unknown. They're gonna get a wipe, and they could maybe siege high ground with this. We don't have buybacks, except, oh gosh, they're just, yeah, slowly picking up Dope. We don't have buybacks except on the Shadow Fiend because of this Reaper's Scythe, and even if he did, he just bought out the heart. So somehow Root Gaming has to hold for 74 seconds, and I don't know how possible that is at this stage of the game.
Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I don't think the Shadow Fiend buybacks is worth it, because he gets caught out, buys back. If he buys back, then I think it could be game over, so he's probably quite happy to chill, let his teammates revive. Doing the smart thing here where they take the mid tower, TA solos Roche.
Yeah.
They're being as efficient as they can, not actually forcing anything, because Roche
Well, with a
is
team
taking
fight
long.
like that, do you need to? It feels like they felt very much in control in that team fight, so...
Yeah, having the vision from these wards made that team fight possible. Because when you smoke at that angle, you have to have vision, otherwise it's such a guessing game. Last time they smoked this way, I think the quad blinked over this way when the heroes were actually in this vicinity. But he has no way of knowing that, so he has to guess.
Yeah.
That makes the fight go a lot smoother when you know how you want to execute, because you can tell your team, I see this hero, I'm doing this. Makes it life a lot easier.
Quap also has the Daedalus. She is hitting like a truck. We're gonna have sheep sticks coming out very soon. Greedy actually did go for a Lincoln Sphere. I'm a little surprised, but we're gonna have probably a Shivas on Greedy, or one of them might build a Shivas, one might build the other will build a sheep stick. Although it could be two sheep sticks. I'm kind of expecting a Shivas and a sheep stick.
I'd expect Shivas on the Necro. He
Yeah.
needs to be able to deal with the minus armor, because he's like the frontline hero. I'd be really surprised if he ups Sheep. He needs to tank up.
The sentry just misses the ward, but they know it was placed on Root Gaming. They're trying to take this fight outside of their base, and this is a scary place to try and fight. They might just get going on, and actually, there it goes. There's going to be a Roly Reaper Slide. No, they immediately use the Winter's Curse. If they can pick up Christina, this will be huge. No Reaper Slide. And the Bane ulti! A really big pickup on the backlines, so now there goes Greedy, and the Winter's Curse is being stolen, but it's not doing enough damage, and there comes the Phantasm, and now TA. Good luck with those refractions. That's one life. They just have to get the second. She might be able to blink. No, the blink won't be on cooldown. Requiem of Soul's going to be all over her face, and Unknown have overstepped. But yeah, nice steal by Rubik.
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw Dope also used Cold Embrace.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't so effective, and I also think the Quap ulted the second the Winter's Curse came out, so...
Oh, 70% damage reduction.
Yeah.
Just in case folks... Sorry.
Go on, sorry.
No, I was just trying to explain to folks. Just in case you don't know, 70% damage reduction on units who are attacking the cursed person. So when you stack things like your Quap ult or your Vacuum Wall combo with the Winter's Curse, not always so great.
Because that was a 4-man Winter's Curse. So...
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I mean, letting it get stolen's really sloppy play. You should always save your Q in that scenario, but... That's hindsight, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you're playing, sometimes shit just happens. So.
Also, Rubik's positioning was really well done. Hoshimiki made sure to stay really far back over here, and he just stole it the minute it came out. And I think also it wasn't a super planned Winter's Curse. It was like, shit. Necrophos is here, shit.
Yeah, he needed to stop the Necro being able to Reapers the target the TA was focusing, so he did the right thing. They're actually looking to pick someone off here with the fake background. Really smart when they have this ward, because they can see exactly how Unknown are going to move.
A little bit surprised Unknown hasn't gone for the ward. Are they going for their own smoke on Unknown? It does look like that positioning is Smoke City, so we might see... I don't think they saw the smoke with their courier. No, this courier is just shopping. And Templar Assassin, she isn't squishy exactly, but she's not the big max truck tank, and they actually get the Winter's Curse on her. The refractions are up. It's going to be used, a lot of it, but the immediate Fiend's Grip, and holy Hannah, that was a very dead Templar Assassin, and that was her second death in about 3 minutes because of how long her cooldown is. Holy cow, that was a 1.5k gold swing. Queen of Pain, you can try to push down bottom, but they might just go continue working on top, and they are. They're rotating up there. If they can get themselves a Rax, Root Gaming, they just bought themselves a hell of a long time in this game.
The Rubik still has Curse, so this is a way of defending. It's not easy.
Oh, the Slithering Crush onto Greedy, as you saw. Where's a Winter's Curse, and now Ejeezy taking a lot of damage, but he's got a bloody heart. He's going to take a Reaper Slice as well, but it's not enough. Forced up back with Sonic Wave does end up picking him off, but still, 747 working on that Rax. They need it. They've got the illusions on it. I think they have it. They've got a melee Rax, 747 using that damage reduction. And actually, Christina jumping in way too far again. Gonna go down. Root may have just sealed the bloody game, and the illusions almost killing off Hoshimiki. Doesn't want to be there. Root realizing they need to back up. Probably Dope gonna... Oh, he blinks away.
Really well played by Root. Even despite the disparity, that sentence makes no sense. Despite the disparity they've been at this entire game, they're making these work for them.
The gold lead is almost gone.
Gotta say, this is pretty much on the Winter Wyvern, and the fact that they have just generic synergy in their heroes. Minus armor.
I also think a little bit of overextending from Unknown, both over here when... Oh, that's not the button. Over here when they blunk in a little bit too soon, and there was another fight over here. It feels like Unknown maybe... I have to say a lot of it on Kataru. I continually see the Necrophos going in a bit ham. I don't know if I'm misinterpreting this. Maybe the Necrophos has to play that way against Root's lineup.
It's the easiest way for them to game in their hands or win the game, but it's just not working out for them because there's a really fine line between like good play and too deep.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to cross.
Yes, you could argue that in many things in life. Now, we, looking around the map, have some new item pickups. Dope. I don't know if this is the stolen gem. I can actually check that, maybe. No, they bought their own gem. So Dope has a gem. Yeah, there's a gem now on Hoshimiki. Oh, wow. Okay, well, Root apparently has the late game according to our stats. We've also got, again, the Lincolns on Quap. I really would have preferred, if anything, Refresher or that Perseverance to go into a Refresher or a Lotus Orb, but it's done, you know, maybe just wanting to make sure that she has a chance to blink away, she doesn't get Nightmare and then immediately Fiends Grifted.
Yeah, but they're getting the TA bottom. They dropped 2 ults, sorry, but that's definitely worth.
Got her again. It feels like she's died so many times in the last few minutes. Like, every time she's up, it feels like she's dead again.
This is probably just him realizing what's happening, trying to do something, but his map awareness is just not on point.
Oh gosh, Slaughter's trying to find someone. There might be a little wraparound from Nightstalker, but they're just on this tower. We have the TP, and TA buys back as well, and suddenly Root Gaming, they realize without that Winter's Curse, maybe they shouldn't do something. Reaper's Sight, it doesn't manage to kill him off. I have no idea how he survived that, but there, we're getting Christina popping again. They have some follow-up. Where else? They have to kill off the TA. That's a dieback. This could just be GG. Now they're also chasing, they're still chasing on the Slaughter. Let's see what he can do. He just amped damages, gonna give them a bit of vision, and on the sidelines we've got Queen of Pain. Okay, I didn't see, how come 747 took no damage to that Reaper's Scythe? He was probably Glimmer caped up, right? Oh gosh, we're going in ham anyway. Physical damage, it's doing so much. And Chaos Knight gets the last hit. And oh, Sean is not done yet. He wants Hoshimiki's face. Those bashes! And we have a DC. Whoa.
I like how he calls GG as soon as the pause comes out. That's it. Good old,
And we do have a GG.
Yeah, since the course had no buyback, and I'm guessing you were right with the Glimmer Cape. I was actually thinking if he dodged it with the Nightmare, but I don't think that's possible, and the Cape's the much more likely option.
Yeah. So, that was, really surprising. I feel like both teams showing they're very evenly matched. I think a lot of people thinking Unknown was the much more dominant team coming into this.
That was Tilt City, honestly. The TA just stopped playing as well as he did first game.
Yeah.
After the tragedy that was the second game, where they threw the draft advantage away with the early fighting, which I think was only 3 kills, but they got double bounty rune as well. And then they just threw this game away with a bit too much aggression.
Yeah, so well played by Root for kind of sticking to their guns, being very, I think, what's the word, disciplined, and a good job from them. I also had, I had Root's manager promise that one of their players would come be interviewed if they won, so we can get one of them in here right quick. We'll probably need a few seconds to set that up, so I'm just going to go to music for a second, folks, but if you're interested in hearing about maybe some of Root's thinking on that game, we'll have an interview right quick, hopefully, assuming they don't bail on me. You know how players are. They never want to be in the public. Once again, I've been Llama Down Under. I was joined by PQMZ. He's wonderful, helping me co-cast. We've also got Lurkadob on stats. You can show her some love on Twitter. Her handle is on the screen. And once again, me and PQ, we'd love your feedback on how to get better. You can leave that on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Llama Down Under. Please stay tuned. I'll try to get that interview up and I'll give you an update if it's not. So we're just going to go to the splash screen for a short few seconds while I try to force these Root Gaming players